Hello friends, today we are going to learn something about breakfast. Again, we have seen that people they are very eager to know what is for the breakfast in today's morning. The previous night only what is the menu or what is the recipe in the breakfast that is decided, because the next day we are eager to eat something new. But dear friends, it is very important to know that when to have breakfast and when not to have breakfast. There is a note among the people that every day every person should have a rich breakfast, a heavy breakfast. That's very correct. That every person every day should have a heavy breakfast, rich breakfast, which is dense of calories, which can give energy which will run throughout the day. But how much should be the richness of the breakfast, or whether a person should go for a breakfast or not, that solely depends on our total lifestyle, how we schedule our day in 24 hours. To those persons, breakfast should be rich or dense or heavy, who wake up early in the morning, who go for exercise at least 1 hour per day, who go for endurance exercises, who go for running, who go for jogging, and then when they take a bath, then their appetite increases, they feel hungry, and at that time they are advised to take breakfast. The second important criteria about taking breakfast is that you should fast the day before. People don't fast for 12 hours at all, and early in the morning they want to breakfast. It is a breaking the fast. That's very important. That unless and until you are fasting the day before, how can you have a breakfast? Means you eat at 12 o'clock at night, you eat at 1 o'clock at night, you eat 2 o'clock at night, you sleep after 2 o'clock, and when you wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning, you want immediate breakfast. And that will have a very, very bad impact on your health. It's very important to see that how much I have slept, how was my sleep. And the third important criteria about taking breakfast is that you should have your complete defecation, means normal stools should be passed, urination should be there correctly. Then when your body feels lighter after your exercises, when you feel much hungry, at that time you should have a heavy breakfast. So one word has come in Charak Samhita, that is Jirne Ashniyat. What do you mean by Jirne Ashniyat? Jirne Ashniyat means until and unless your previous food has been completely digested, your abdomen is completely empty, you feel very, very light, you have defecated very properly, you have passed your stools very correctly, then when you feel hungry, that is called as a proper digestion, and after that proper digestion of the previous day food, you should have a proper breakfast. At that time you can have a heavy breakfast. But if you are not following these rules correctly, if you are not exercising regularly, if you have not fasted for at least 10 to 12 hours the day before, if your abdomen is full with the heavy meals you have consumed the day before, then you are not allowed to take breakfast. That's very important. And at that time, if you start taking breakfast, when you are not actually feeling hungry, when your body is not demanding for food, then your genetic expressions may change when it comes in a regular fashion. So when you are not feeling hungry, when your body is not demanding for the food, when you are feeling heavy, when your abdomen is bloated, at that time if you are regularly consuming breakfast, because your time of breakfast is 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning, then if it comes in a regular fashion, again I am telling, that the genetic expressions may vary and you may early land into metabolic disorders. So it's very important how should be the breakfast. The ideal time of taking breakfast is, universal time of taking breakfast is 7 o'clock in the morning. 7:11 in the morning is the most ideal time of taking breakfast, when you are waking up early in the morning, going for exercises, proper exercises, not only pranayama, but proper endurance exercise is essential. And then that endurance exercise, thereafter you should bath, and after bath you should take your breakfast. It's a very, very wrong practices in the society, in the people, among the people, that people, they take breakfast, they consume food before bath and afterwards they take bath. That's a very wrong thing. There are certain scientific reasons behind that you should not take breakfast before bath. So when you go for exercises, after that you should take a proper bath, and after that you should take breakfast, depending on what type of food you have consumed the day before. That's very important. So you can have a breakfast, proper breakfast was at 7 o'clock also, depending on when you sleep at night, depending on when you had a dinner and what quality dinner you had the day before. Then what type of food you have consumed, how much you have exercised, is the food completely digested or not, and what is your body physique, that's very, very important, and how is your hunger. Every person should consider the body physique or the body phenotype or the prakriti, what we call. Unless and until we are considering our prakriti, unless and until we are considering our body physique, until and unless we are asking our own self that really whether I am hungry, really whether I am light, whether I am not bloated, then and then only you can have a proper breakfast. And then depending on your phenotype, whether you are Vata person, whether you are Pitta person, or whether you are a Kapha person, depending on that, how much heavy should be your breakfast, it should be on that basis, considering your own prakriti. So that's about the breakfast, and breakfast should be regularly consumed in the morning. That's a universal note, but all the factors should be considered when you are taking a breakfast. Thank you.